shots of Cregan Stark and Jace atop the wall, and our very first look at Cregan Stark's face. And another thing we noticed from the previous look that we got at Cregan Stark is he is walking around with ice strapped to his back. The Valyrian steel ancestral sword of House Stark that we see very early on in Game of Thrones when Ned Stark beheads the Night's Watchman. Which, if nothing else, is a very cool visual seeing Cregan Stark just walk around casually with ice strapped to his shoulder. For centuries, ice had always been a symbol of House Stark's power and their hold on the North, so symbolically alone it is pretty cool to see him walking around with it. We also see a shot of what appears to be Jace looking north of the wall for the first time. And it's going to be very interesting to see how Jace and his dragon Vermax react to being this far north and being this close to the wall, as the wall has previously made dragons act erratically in the past. And I'm also looking forward to seeing this iteration of the Night's Watch and how they differ from the Game of Thrones version. After all, the Night's Watch that we see in Game of Thrones was a shadow of their former selves after the Order had fallen on much hard times. But with the Dance of the Dragons set around 200 years before the events of Game of Thrones, I imagine we might see a much stronger version of the Night's Watch in House of the Dragon. But hesitates to end the war before it starts with a simple Dracarys. And then to find out later that that scene was included solely because they thought that it would look cool having melees burst out from beneath the floor is very disappointing. We did see some dissent between Rhaenyra and Daemon towards the end of Season 1 with regards as to how to approach the oncoming war, so I suppose it wouldn't be too much of a surprise if we get some scenes here and there that show a little bit of a schism between the two. But next, another standout scene from the trailer, we get an all-new look at the Battle of Rook's Rest, and in particular, Melees versus Vhagar. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how this episode unfolds. We are being told that Episode 4 will be the Battle of Rook's Rest and is entitled The Dance of the Dragons, which of course is very fitting considering the Battle of Rook's Rest is one of the bloodiest dragon-on-dragon battles in the entire dance, with devastating consequences on both sides. And here we get a really great shot of Melees and Rhaenys in action, followed by a great shot of Vhagar letting loose her fire as well. And it appears this battle is going to be everything that we hoped it would be. Not only a giant spectacle, but also a catalyst of sorts to propel the rest of the Dance of the Dragons, as the Battle of Rook's Rest and the consequences of the battle are felt for the entirety of the war. But next, one of the more intriguing scenes that we get in the trailer is this shot of Rhaenyra and Vermithor. And we have been hearing whispers all throughout the filming of House of the Dragon Season 2 that Rhaenyra will be involved in some kind of scene with the dragon seeds and Vermithor, and maybe this could potentially be connected to that. And it was really cool to see a proper shot of Vermithor and see just how massive this dragon truly is. After all, with the exception of Vhagar, Vermithor is the second largest dragon during this time period, according to George R.R. Martin. And I really can't wait to see more of Vermithor in action, and I'm really looking forward to the Dragon Seed storyline as well, as we are hearing it is taking place towards the end of Season 2. Vermithor, of course, will go on to play a pretty big part during the Dance of the Dragons and take part in many different battles, including the Battle of the Gullet and the Battles of Tumbleton. But unfortunately, we're going to have to wait until Seasons 3 and maybe even 4 to see those final battles. But I get the feeling they are definitely going to be worth the wait, especially with Hugh Hammer being cast in Season 2 of House of the Dragon, played by Kieran Bew, who of course is the dragon seed that goes on to claim Vermithor. Overall, House of the Dragon Season 2 is shaping up to be a monumental event from start to finish. And with the war officially kicking off, we are going to be getting much more action in Season 2 than we did in Season 1, and of course, many more dragons. But that is going to do it for my initial breakdown of the final Season 2 trailer for House of the Dragon, and definitely leave your thoughts and comments down below. Which part of the trailer stood out to you the most, and which part of Season 2 are you looking forward to seeing? And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit a like on your way out, and consider subscribing to stay up to date on all of our upcoming House of the Dragon content. And as always, I want to give a big thank you to everybody out there for watching, and a huge thank you to all of the channel members, and we will see you on the next one.
We'll never ever concede. I'm coming for each and every one of them. Come to my door and see what happens.
Dracarys.
I will hurt you for this.
I am the sword in the darkness.
Lion doesn't concern himself with the opinions of the sheep. Let me give you some advice, bastard.
Chaos isn't a pit. Chaos is a ladder.